Today, we're making borscht. This is not the heavy, beefy borscht that I make during the winter. This is really more of a vegetable soup. It's low fat. I only use a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter to get everything sauteed, and then it's just the vegetables. I typically make it at this time of year because I'm using up the root vegetables that I have stored over the winter. We are going to use an onion, garlic, carrots, cabbage, beets, and vegetable stock that I am going to enrich with a little bit of tomato paste. If you don't have tomato paste, you can reduce the amount of stock and substitute some canned tomatoes for it. If you'd like, for seasonings, we need a bay leaf, 2 actually, a little bit of cayenne pepper, some allspice, and some lemon juice. I am taking the lemon out of the refrigerator now at the beginning because lemons produce more juice when they're warm. There are a few ways to do this. Put it in the microwave, rub it in your hands, or you can leave it on the counter. But before you juice the lemon, you want it to be warm. If you don't have lemon juice, you can use apple cider vinegar to brighten it up. And then we are going to serve it with warm bread and sour cream and dill. So let's get started. You notice that I have a red onion here, not a white onion, a red onion. I try to use all red vegetables when I am making borscht because sometimes the beets get a little washed out. So I think the soup looks better if you have red onions and red cabbage, but it is certainly not essential. Some people prefer to grate the vegetables, which is a pain in the neck by hand, pretty easy with a food processor, but I like a little bit of structure and substance in the soup. So I am going to chop them into small pieces. This onion has been around for a while, so you can see it started to sprout inside. You can certainly use that, but I'm just going to save these pieces and cut them in the salad that I am going to make for dinner later. This is an older onion, so there's a lot of papery skin on the outside. That is going right in the compost bin here. I'm not home, so usually, just see, when I have peels and scraps, I put them in a bag in my freezer, but I'm at my daughter's and it doesn't keep a stock bag. So the vegetable scraps all go right in the compost bin. You know, if you don't have red onions, you can use white onions. You can use leeks. I wouldn't use shallots because their taste is a little too mild. And I really want the flavor of all the vegetables to be strong. So this is being chopped fairly finely. It's not as fine as if I had grated it, and I'm certainly not mincing it. Maybe in quarters of an inch pieces. So we have the onion chopped here, and I would say this is about 1.5 cups, anywhere from 1.5 to 2 cups of onion is a good start. And then we're going to chop the garlic. I am going to roughly chop it because I want a mellow garlic taste, not a sharp garlic taste. And the flavor of garlic intensifies when you chop it. So I'm just chopping off the little root ends. I'm really excited. The garlic in my garden that we planted last fall has started to sprout. I can't wait to use it. Let's see how smart I was in terms of measuring or estimating the quantity. And I'm only putting it in here, not really to measure it, but I find these little measuring cups great to be able to add vegetables to the pot. Garlic and the onion, which is, I was a little off. It's maybe closer to 1 3/4 cups. So this is ready to go. I'm going to go put it over next to the pot. So that is ready. Then we are going to cut up the carrots. These are rainbow carrots. So you can see they're also purple on the outside. Keeping with my, let's try to keep everything red theme. I'm going to want these carrots about the same size as the onions. So I'm going to quarter the carrots. You're going to want anywhere from half a cup to a cup's worth of carrots, depending on how much soup you are making. So I have some more carrots here if I need them. I don't think I will. Let's see what we have. We have about 3/4 of a cup. So that is perfect. Now the next thing I would ordinarily chop is the beets, but I don't want to chop them just yet because we have the dill that we're going to use to garnish with later. And I want to get that chopped now so that it doesn't get all red. So I am chopping it. That smells so good. This doesn't have to be real fine. I'm just going to take a little measuring cup here. We'll just put the dill in here. Again, before I do the beets, I'm going to do the cabbage. We're going to take off the outside leaves until there's nothing icky on the outside. We need about 3 to 4 cups of cabbage. Usually that's about half of a medium cabbage. So I'm going to cut it half first, chop that, and see how it works. The cabbage sort of melts, so you don't have to worry about it being really cut fine. I'm going to take the core out, and we're going to slice it in skinny little pieces. The soup is pretty simple. You just saute the onion and garlic and the fat you're using, which could be olive oil. I am using a mixture of olive oil and butter. If I was making this with beef, I would probably use tallow because that would give it a good heavy flavor. But this is a vegetarian borscht, so no beef and no tallow. And we have a nice loaf of bread that is going to go with everything. If this was in Ukraine, we would be serving the bread with sela, which is a flavored lard. But since we are in the US, we are going to use butter. Okay, so what do I have here? With half a head of cabbage, I have just about 4 cups, which is perfect. So now we have the beets, which this is going to make a mess. Usually, when I'm peeling beets, I cook them first because the peel comes right off. When you put them in foil in the oven for an hour, the peel just comes right off. But I didn't do that because I'm cooking these in soup. I am using a paring knife rather than a peeler, cutting it towards myself, which if there are any children watching this, they shouldn't because that's not the way you're supposed to do it. But it's a lot faster and a lot less messy, particularly when you are dealing with messy beets. So for this soup, I have 1 lard and 1 medium beet. You're going to want anywhere from 1.5 cups to 2 cups of beets. So if you have one of those super large ones, you could use probably just 1. But in this case, I'm using these 2. And since I'm losing some of it to the peel, I can get away with larger ones. Okay. So again, we are going to cut this into smaller pieces to match what we have with the rest of vegetables. So the pieces are about 1/4 inch thick. I'm using a synthetic cutting board here. because I do not want to stain the nice one. And I am actually doing the soup in a stainless steel pot, not the Le Creuset Dutch oven that I would usually use for a soup because of the risk of staining. We're cutting the beets into little pieces. If you want to use potatoes, because you want the soup to go farther and stretch it, you would cut the potatoes the very same way. Peel them the way I did the beets. Slice them into 1/4-inch pieces. And then nice tiny cubes. Again, if you were in a hurry and you have a food processor, you could just grate all of these, peel the vegetables, put them in there, and grate them, and it would be fine. But then I wouldn't get to talk to you. Now, none of these quantities are exact. I think for years and years, the grandmothers or babas who made this would just use what they had. Again, if you want to stretch the soup to feed more people and you don't have more of the core vegetables, you can always add potatoes. But we're not going to do that. So let's see how many beets we have. As I said, it's about 3/4 of a cup of carrots. I'm putting the carrots in here with the cabbage because all of this gets added together. It's not like minestrone where you cook everything and then you add the cabbage just at the end so that it doesn't totally dissolve. You want to dissolve and have the cabbage become an integral part of this broth. The soup itself doesn't cook that long. It's going to take maybe half an hour. Beets usually take a long time to cook, but since these are little tiny pieces, they're not going to take that long. Okay, what did I say? Between 1.5 and 2 cups? We have 2 cups of beets here. So that goes in there too. Now, here we have the stock. Now, this is not, I'm going to be honest, it's not my homemade vegetable stock. I'm not in my own house, so I have to do what I deal with. So I use Penzeys base. This, because we're making a light vegetable soup, I'm using the Penzeys vegetable base. This is not an affiliate post, but I think this is the best brand around if you don't have homemade. And then I am going to take 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And it's going to go in here. You notice I'm using a can. After this, I'm going to take the tomato paste and parcel it out in little tablespoons and put it in the freezer so we can use it. But I don't need to do that now. And then also in here, I am going to add the bay leaves. So 2 bay leaves. I'm actually growing bay on my windowsill garden. Right now, it's going to move outside for the summer. I am so jealous of Italy where they can just go out and pick it from the hedges. So this is going to, again, go over here with vegetables, and we're going to add that later. Then I am going to take the spices that I need, which is not very much. Here, I have a little tray here. I need about 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice. If you were going to use allspice berries, I'd use somewhere between 4, 5, 6 of them. But here it's about 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice and about the same amount of cayenne pepper. And this is going to get put in at the beginning after we have sauteed our onion and garlic. And I'm not going to do anything with the lemon yet because it's still cold. We don't need that until we're done with the soup. And then I am going to add a teaspoon of sea salt to my little let's bloom the spices plate here. And we'll leave this out because we're going to taste the soup later. So now we're going to go over to the pot and start cooking. Let's get started. We're going to put in about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which I find just coats the bottom. And if you wanted this to be vegan, just add more olive oil. Down. butter. So there goes a tablespoon of butter. Now we're adding the onion and the garlic. We just want this to be softened. We're not caramelizing. Take somewhere about 5 minutes. I have it on a medium-high heat because I'm going to be right here in the kitchen. If I wasn't close, I would have it on a lower heat. The butter's starting to brown, so I think I probably have a little bit too high. I'm going to try to heat down a little. But I am going to take the opportunity to scrape off any little brown bits that show up at the bottom, because those will get more better. In just 3 minutes, are almost there. I can see the onion becoming a little bit more translucent. So I'm going to put in the spices and salt. And one of the things I forgot, I always forget it, is pepper. I'm going to put in about half a teaspoon of pepper. And this allows, it's not necessary for the salt, but for the allspice, it really helps the spices bloom. Let that cook for about 30 seconds. Putting on all the seasonings, and I'm going to check later. The salt, the allspice, the cayenne, and the pepper, I'm going to leave to the stove. Okay. That all looks ready. So I'm going to add in the carrot, the beets, and the cabbage. And if you had chosen to add potatoes as well, they would go in at this point. Now, this is not going to cook very long. I'm just giving it a minute or two so that the olive oil and the butter and the spices will coat the vegetable. And then we are going to take the vegetable broth with the tomato paste and the bay leaves. Scrape out the rest of the dissolve. Stir the base. You're going to stir this and bring it to a boil. You may actually put it in a smaller pot later that's easier to cover. But let's bring this to a boil, and then we're going to sit on it for half an hour until it is soft, the vegetables are tender, and then we are going to taste it for seasoning, adjust the seasoning and our lemon juice, and wait until dinner, where we're going to serve it with the sour cream and the dill. So I've put this in a smaller pot. You can see that if it was in a pot that was too big with too much surface area, even with a lid on, it might evaporate more than I want it to. And I want this just to thicken with the vegetable softening. I don't want it to be a very thick pureed soup. So I put it in a pot that is better fitting to the size. So now we're going to bring it to a boil, cover it, and let it simmer for half an hour. Beautiful red soup simmering away. Just about ready to add the lemon juice and serve.
Here is the finished borscht.